this filter, and this filter is it's trash. It is snowing. Snowing is only good for drifting in the snow and maybe for snowboarders, but I'm not one of those. Welcome back to Superior Drift Garage. Welcome back to 2023. And maybe it's not the best year yet. There's been a lot of weird things like the loss of Ken Block, for example, which nobody would ever expect. But anyway, we are on the way to the shop right now to do some snow drifting. It's like 5:40 in the morning. Area's empty. Be perfect for a little bit of street crime here and there. So let's get this started. Ah, there it is. The mighty E36. Hopefully it starts. Good morning. I have some doubts that it will start, but let's see. Uh-oh, well, the window didn't go down. That's not a good sign. Oh, holy crap, we got power! Oh, that doesn't sound good. Well, ladies and gentlemen, the car started. Engine doesn't sound too healthy right now, to be honest. It's kind of knocking. Uh-oh. I don't think that's a good thing. It's actually really not that bad. I thought it was worse. Maybe the oil is still cold. We'll see. I need to check that anyway. Don't want to kill this engine. It's a non-Venos, so that's a mighty engine.
A few moments later.
Well, the good news is that actually it stopped ticking. So I grabbed my camera. Let's go do some drifting around here. Well, it didn't warm up very. Oh, it actually did. I'll be damned. Look at this. It's actually warmed up a little bit too. That's a great sign. I don't feel like it's warm in here, but anyway, let's see how it does. Well, the car is up to temperature, but it does not like to perform very well right now for some reason. I get a lot of hesitation up above, let's say like 3,000-4,000 RPMs, especially in second gear. That's not good. So a little bit change of plans. I'm gonna pull it in and let's do a tune-up on it. Check the spark plugs, maybe change the filter, do a little tweak, do some tweaks. Let's just go and do some tweaks to make sure this thing performs good. And then perhaps we're gonna get a little bit more snow and we'll beat on it a little bit more. That doesn't sound very good. when the engine was pretty, I would say, semi-cold-ish, there was less hesitation. As it warmed up, there's a lot of hesitation, which can be heard in the video, as well as it just cuts off power. I don't get that up-top power sort of. It's only good up to maybe 2,500 RPMs right now. I never done anything to this car as far as tune-up, so spark plugs. I've never cleaned the mass airflow sensor, so that's number 2. The tire pressure in this tire is actually pretty low. I think that's still from when I did autocross, but it seems less than about the same. So it's probably fine. I'll recheck it just in case. So let me show you how to do a tune-up on a non-Vanos E36, which is most likely the same thing as in any other E36. Vanos or non-Vanos, doesn't really matter. So let's get to work. Let's see what we can do. If you ask me, there's plenty of oil in there, so that's a good start. And this filter is trash. Maybe that's one of our problems. So let's do this the right way. What we're going to do is we're going to clean the mass airflow sensor with the mass airflow sensor cleaner. I have never used this before. I don't know if it's good or not. We're going to change to NGK's spark plugs. Those are the spark plugs from the drift car, our spare set. It says used, yeah, they were used a little bit. But anyway, they are gapped to 0.025. We'll see if that's an optimal gap as far as this car goes, because it's not boosted. And we're going to install an air intake system that actually is for a CTS or CT something. It's for a Cadillac anyway, but the filter seems to be in much better shape than this one. So let's see if we can somehow manage to fit this onto here somehow, even maybe using this beautiful shield that came with it, and some piping, some brackets. After all, it's K&N, so should be good. To start my project, what I'm going to do is use, I guess, a 5/8 socket, simply because my spark plug socket got legs and walked away somewhere. I couldn't find it. We'll use a magnet to pull the spark plug out. 10 mil is for the bolts, all those bolts that are right here. To put it back together, obviously we're going to use less torque, not to crack those, because they can crack very easily, and just a backup wrench for anything that might be necessary. But for this one, we're going to use NGK's BKR7E, part number 4644. Get ready to spark plug. Well, we got oil. Judging by that does not look very good. Let's get the spark plug out, but first what I'm going to do is blow this crap out, so that way it doesn't go into the cylinders. Or in that case, into that one cylinder. Definitely looks like oil residue. So yeah, that's oil from the valve cover. What we got over here is a Bosch Platinum. They don't look very new, so that's a good thing. We'll replace them for something much better. Cylinder number 5 is actually just a little wet. Nothing horrible, and looking inside is also just a little bit wet, so number 6 was the bigger issue right here in that case.
Such a beautiful light. When I still want you closer, I am longing for closure.
It does not hesitate as it revs up like it was doing it before. So that's a perfectly good indication that definitely those spark plugs were to go. So now let's focus on this little body right here. See if we can rig something, change something, and make sure it's going to clear the hood, because that filter is much bigger than this, and this one seems like it's really high up. But I don't think I would want to breathe through that anymore. Bye bye. So here's our mass airflow sensor. I'm not really sure if that's supposed to be like that, but since I don't have a new one, I'm not even going to touch that. We'll clean off everything. According to the mass airflow cleaner, all you have to do is just spray it, spray everything around 10 to 15 times, or 15 sprays. So I guess they mean basically a burst of spray like that. So we'll do that, let it dry, and put it back on. I was hoping to use this plate over here, but there's just no way for me to have this mounted. There's no room really. Obviously it's for a Cadillac, so I can't ask for much. This would be a decent. Among all the stuff that I have laying around, I was able to find a hose that's actually smaller that will fit this, and bigger that will fit the filter. So it's in a way a plug and play solution right now, which is great because that just goes on here, and that should just mount right here, and it will look pretty ridiculous, to be honest. And I will actually use one of the brackets that comes here to mount the filter to the chassis so it doesn't flop around too much, just to make sure everything is good, and it seems like it should clear the hood as well. My idea of execution right now, what I'm trying to go for is, since this filter has holes, mounting holes for the heat shield, I guess, I'm going to use one of those mounts right here and tap into one of the areas over here of the cruise control module, which obviously this cruise control module is really not necessary here right now. So perhaps I'll just remove it altogether so it doesn't take up space and weight in that case. Even better, maybe I can just use this to squeeze the living hell out of this so it stays put, and then tap it. And now the last thing left is to tighten the bracket that's in here. Basically I'm going to just squeeze it. It goes right in between the housing of this cruise control module. So technically I don't really have to drill anything. I tested it off camera quite a few times to make sure everything seems to be okay. This is like honestly 6th or 7th time of me trying to retrofit this thing to make sure everything works the way it should, and every single time it's the same pain as the bolts. I mean nuts. There's just one thing I didn't check. Will the hood close? I did not look at that, so that will be the next thing on the list. And look at this, it barely moves. Good. All right. Hood is shut, and I would say the fitment is darn excellent. Let's take a look. Yep, it's not touching at all. So that's a win-win. That's a perfect situation of a win-win situation. And we have a new KN big ass filter that's gonna suck up all the hot air into the engine just the way it was meant to be. Well, perhaps one good thing about this thing, the car runs very good. It sounds, I would say, sounds better right now inside the cabin at least. Yeah, it sounds better. I think it sounds better. Does not misfire, runs good, idles good. Absolutely no check engine, nothing like that. So it's a big success when it comes to whatever we just did. Really easy steps, really easy stuff as well. Just spark plugs. Even gap to 0.025, they seem to be fine. And that's more for like a turbo application, but you know what, if it's closer, burns faster, I mean burns better maybe. But I wasn't able to do much of drifting, whatever we've seen on the 360 camera only. There's way too many people, there's people coming in and out right now, and the road over here is pure ice. I absolutely have no traction whatsoever. I tried, I honestly tried, I spun out like 2 or 3 times right now. It's just ridiculous. And I feel really embarrassed to just keep spinning like that, so I'm gonna call it a day for now. Got other things to do, gotta get back to work, and hopefully there is going to be more. Oh, one other thing I want to do. Definitely I need to do something with this exhaust system. Perhaps I will just pull it off and build a new one from scratch, from the beginning to the end. I've never done that, so that will be probably a good thing to actually make a video about. But we'll get to it whenever we can. Thanks for watching Superior Drift Garage. Quick short video. I was expecting for much better content, but apparently the car ran like crap in the morning, which I wasn't expecting it to. And obviously it's a business day, so everybody's doing business right now. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next video.